Hey everybody, we're getting ready to go live, or we already are live on Zoom and Facebook with our Women Leaders of Love Own Your Worth Wednesdays. And we are going to have so much fun today talking about bringing more fun into our lives and creating balance. So we're just getting set up, let a few people pop in, see who's popping in, see if there's anyone here yet. Let's see. Okay, so what I just want to say as we're waiting on some people to get in is that we are talking today about creating balance through play. Now, that's easy to think about, right? When we think about play, it's like, yeah, if I'm having play and I'm having work, there's balance. But there's more to it than that. And I'm going to share with you some thoughts for you to chew on today. And then we're going to look at what you can do to start bringing in more balance into your life. So if you want to just take a moment to get into this space of allowing yourself to connect. And I see that I started early. My phone and my clock are not synced. I thought they were, and I'm ahead of time, which my husband would tell you that is not happening very often. So let me let these people in. Okay, hold on. Why is the waiting room not showing itself? Interesting. Oh, there it is. Yes, Miss Techie here. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Kiki. So I'm so glad you guys are here. And I said, I'm early. My husband would be in shock to think that I'm early because I'm always right on the nose. And today I was actually early, and I can see that my phone says 2 o'clock Eastern, but now my watch says 2:03. So I was 3 minutes early. Woohoo! For once in my life. Yay, yay, yay. So we're talking today about creating balance through play. And I'm really excited about this. And I'll give a few more minutes to let people pop in. So while we're waiting, I want to invite you right now to start thinking about, do you have enough balance in your life? And do you have enough play? Now, that they can go hand in hand. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. A lot of times people say, well, if I play, then I get out of balance. I don't have enough time to do everything. And we're going to talk about all of that because I want to kind of blow up that myth for you, because what I know for sure is that it's not true. And it's only true if it's true in your mind. And we're going to help you try to get rid of that today. And so why don't we just think about that for a second while we're letting a few other people get in. And how are you allowing play into your life? How are you allowing balance into your life? Do you have either one of those things, right? So let me get some more people in. And I see Diana's here and Steven's here. Hello, hello, hello. Glad to see you guys keep coming back. That's exciting. I love seeing that. So for those of you who are watching on Facebook and you're wondering, well, how do I get into that room? So the people that are in the Zoom room are people that are in my mailing community. So if you want to be a part of this, because we are going to open up for questions, we're going to do some meditation and healing. If you want to be a part of that, the way you can sign up is just to grab my free Worthiness Quotient Breakthrough Bundle, which is my Women Leaders of Love ebook and the 3 guided meditations that go with it. So you can see what we're all about, see why it's so important for you to love and nurture yourself, and how you can create change on the planet by doing so. So if you want to do that, today you're not going to get the link, but if you sign up, then next week you will get it. And it's terribritt.com/leaders. For those of you who are on Facebook, you can post your questions, you can have any comments there, and then after this live broadcast on Zoom, I will go back and answer any questions. And of course, please come join us here on Zoom because we want you here. This is where it gets fun, where we open up and have some conversations. So let's dive into this. So today on Own Your Worth Wednesdays, we're going to be talking about, or we are right now talking about, playfulness and balance. Now, I watch people, and I've done this in my life as well, where when I used to have the mindset that there wasn't enough time, that if I found myself trying to be playful and creating some playfulness in my life, then I would get into the shoulds, or I should do this, or I should do that. I couldn't really fully enjoy the playfulness. And then I would feel like I was racing to get back to do whatever I needed to do for work. So there's no balance in that, right? There's just more stress and struggle. There's a sense of, oh my gosh, am I ever going to be able to just breathe and have time for myself? But here's the truth. When you get playful, if you allow yourself to be in a state of playfulness, really meaning that your mind is there too, because how many times do we get playful? And then, as I said, we are questioning ourselves and saying, I should do this and I should do that. So it's like our bodies are being playful, but our minds are not. But when we get into alignment with, I'm giving myself permission to take a day off and to go play. I'm giving myself permission to take an afternoon off and play. And we have no judgment on it. If we know that this is what our souls are calling us to do, then what we're doing is we're aligning with God and we're putting ourselves in a receptive state. Well, in that receptive state, we then can receive information that will help us take inspired action. Because what most people are doing when they're out of balance is that they're taking action from ego, meaning they're in that warrior mentality, thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that. That's where we get out of balance. But when we take action from a space of inspiration, inspired from the spirit, what we're actually doing is we're then moving into a divine flow because we're listening to the guidance. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, how many of you have ever felt that, wow, I got this hit when I was out fishing, or I was out hiking, or I was out playing tennis, or riding my bike, or just taking a walk with my dogs, or maybe yapping with a friend over a glass of wine, and all of a sudden, boom, you get an answer to something you've been questioning. How many of you can say that? Because I know I have said it so many times, and it's like, wow. And so over time, what I've learned is that if I will go into that state, then I am saying, yes, I am worthy of play. I am having a high worthiness quotient because I'm putting myself in this very high vibration, because playfulness, wow, that puts you into joy, right? And joy is one of the highest vibrations you can get into. So when you allow yourself to go into that playfulness without any judgment, without any shoulds, you get present. And getting present is where you now start receiving guidance so you can take inspired action. I know for me, as I said earlier, I used to live on this hamster wheel, right? How many of us have lived on the hamster wheel? We're living on that hamster wheel and we're like, oh my gosh, there's not enough time. I feel so overwhelmed. And it's because we're not present. We're not really present to what is important and what we're being called from our spirit to do, rather than what our egos are telling us to do. I know for me, one of the things that I started doing when I wanted to bring more play into my life and have more time to just create and have fun, is what I started doing is I would sit up in meditation in the morning, go into a grounded space. Okay, what is my to-do list today? Now, I don't know about you, but used to my to-do list before I started doing this practice were about this long. Well, of course, you're never going to feel as if you're getting everything done, right? We have this sense of our timing, which is our ego timing, rather than divine timing. So for me, that kept me crazy and out of balance. But when I started meditating and sitting there saying, what is my to-do list today? Asking God, asking my guides, I was always surprised that it was only like 3 or 4 things, that all the other things that I had on my list were, again, just from my mind and my ego saying, you have to get it done now, because that's our societal programming, but it wasn't divine timing. And so by listening and creating that list, doing those things, then I created a space to have more playtime. In that playtime, I went into that receptive space again. And by being in that receptive space, I would get more information. So the next day I could start off my day knowing, oh, here I've gotten some inspired action. Okay, so I know I want to do this. And then the rest of my list, let's look at it and see what's really important. How many times do we create a list that is so bogged down with crap, things that we think we have to get done? And we have to check in with ourselves, right? We have to say, who am I performing for? When I'm doing this, like I know used to when I was a young mom, it'd be about, well, getting this done for the house and taking care of this and taking care of that instead of being playful with my kids. And that was when I really started awakening to this, going, wait, that doesn't matter. That's my mindset. That's my programming that my house has to be in perfect order because that's the way I was raised. But my soul is calling me to get playful with my children. So think about this in your life. Where are you out of balance? Think about it for a second. Just say, ooh, let's get honest with ourselves. Where am I out of balance? Am I driving myself into the ground? Do I have a list that's a mile long? Am I allowing myself to have some playtime? Maybe you're allowing some, but not enough. Okay. So you want to think about what is it that you're being called to do right now. And we're going to dive into a meditation in this in just a second, but I just want you to just kind of get clear with yourself and get really honest, because only through honesty can we get the answers that really will serve us. So are you out of balance? And are you allowing yourself playtime? And if you are allowing yourself playtime, do you have guilt when you start playing? Are you really being present and enjoying it? Or are you in your head and keeping yourself at a low vibration? It's interesting when we start getting honest with ourselves, right? Oh, honesty. They say it's always the best policy, but sometimes we just don't want to see the truth. But it can be true, right? That we're just not allowing ourselves to be joyful in the moment. And this is the way I look at it. Because playfulness brings you into joy, if you let go of the guilt, if you let go of the judgment, it brings you into joy. That's really when you're in alignment with God, okay? Because that's where the joy, the peace, the abundance, everything that we crave is there. That's where the creativity, the place where we want to manifest from it, right? It's all there. So by allowing ourselves to move into playfulness without judgment, so that we get inspired action and go into a divine flow, not only in that moment of playfulness are we putting God first, because we're listening to our souls and we're moving into a state of joy. But now as we receive, because we are putting God first and we're in alignment, so now we're receptive and we're receiving divine guidance. Now that guidance comes in, and when we take action and follow it, we get into a divine flow. So now we are feeling those miracles. We're feeling the abundance show up. And that's what we want, right? We want life to feel a little bit easier. We want it to feel a little bit more graceful, a little kinder and gentler. Well, this is the way you do it. And then you start feeling that presence of God in everything you do, because you took that moment to be receptive and playful. And then you listened and took inspired action. This is how we create balance. This is how we get into a divine flow. It is so cool when you allow yourself to go here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a meditation on this conversation, and we're going to look at what is it that you would really like to bring in for playfulness. I mean, we're getting close to the end of summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. For those of you, I just saw a friend's video of going somewhere to snow ski, and I'm like, and she's in the Southern Hemisphere. But for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, we are coming to the end of our summer pretty soon. And so that means for a lot of us, there are things that we wanted to do in the summer. I mean, how many times you're like, oh, I'm going to do this summer, and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to, we get in this mindset that we're going to be playful, and then we don't do it. So I want you to think about what is it that you would like to do still for the summer. And if it's not summer for you, what would you like to do? What would you like to add playfulness? How would you like that to look in your life? And then we're going to look at, why are you not doing it? What's keeping you from going there? Now, you've already heard how the energy works of it. So there's really no reason to not be playful and to not implement it, other than some rules or beliefs that you have in your mind that are saying no. So we want to clean that out today, because to be a woman leader of love, and for Mr. Steve, who's here, to be a man leader of love, and I see him smiling, is you want to be that, right? You want to be that joyful, peaceful, abundant place. And you want to be that expression so other people can watch you and learn, so that they can say, I want what you have. And you can say, love yourself. love yourself, get into alignment with the way you were created. What an incredible gift, right? What an incredible gift. So let's do this. Let's jump into this meditation and see what comes up. And then what we'll do is, if you're new here, after the meditation, I will open up for questions and we'll do some laser healing and coaching for anybody who had any blocks. And then if you have questions about anything else, of course, I'm here to offer any help that I can. So if you're ready, I want to invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath. Hold it and release. Take another deep breath through your nose. Hold it and release through your mouth. Continue to do that, being in this space of getting into that receptive mode. Every time we take a breath, every time we calm down and slow ourselves down, we're getting into a receptive state. Breathing into that. And now I want to invite you to open up the crown of your head. Just visualize opening up the crown and allow the energy of playfulness to come in. And just give it permission to say, yes, I give myself permission to be playful, to be present, to be joyful, to create balance. Yes, yes, yes. And let that energy flood into the crown, moving into your face. And as you're saying it, I want you to smile. I give myself permission to be playful or to have more playfulness in my life. Feel it. Feel your face just moving up into that bright, sunny place. Then allow the light to come down into your neck, into your shoulders, and into your arms. And you can even, as you're releasing any energy that's stuck out of your hands, shake your arms and just give yourself permission. Say, yeah, I give myself permission to be playful, because sometimes that means using our bodies and being active. So if that's what you need to do, then use those arms and move around and just say, yes, I give myself permission to be playful. Feels really good. And now bringing that light down into your chest, breathing into this. Now bringing it down into your rib cage, into your power center. Just think how powerful you are when you say yes to playfulness, when you put yourself into that receptive state. Feel this energy expanding right here, right where your ribs meet in your power center, saying yes to it. And bringing that light down into your belly, saying yes here, yes. I give myself permission to be playful. Playfulness leads to creativity, and here's where we bring in so much of that energy. And then bringing that energy down into the base of your spine. Breathing into this. Let that playful energy release any stuck energy here that has you stuck in work and stuck in the doing, okay? Let that energy right here, where we hold everything at the base of our spine, our money issues and all the crap that we hold on to that says, no, I can't be playful. Let's release a lot of that crap right now, whatever you're ready to release, and just feel all of it moving down your legs and out the balls of your feet, and sending it down your grounding cord, which goes all the way around you. Just send it down to the center of the earth. We don't want that energy anymore. We want to be joyful. We want to exude light and love, right? Bringing that in, saying yes to it. And now bring that energy as we continue to get grounded into your energy field around you. This is your aura, and just extend your arms out and let that energy go out beyond your fingertips, filling yourself up above your head, all the way around you and below your feet. So we're washing the energy. This is not just something we're doing. We're actually cleansing the energy and putting you into a high vibration, so you are in a receptive state to receive answers. Breathing through this. Feels really good, doesn't it? Okay, so I want to invite you right now to get really honest and say, where do I want to bring more playfulness into my life? Where am I missing it? What did I promise myself I would do this summer that I haven't done? Or maybe it has nothing to do with the summer. Maybe you've been wanting to take an art class or a dance class. Maybe you've been wanting to go on a mini vacation or just spend an afternoon doing nothing. Okay, just nothing. Maybe you're wanting to take the afternoon and watch the Olympics. Whatever it is for you that feels playful and joyful and you get excited and you're cheering them on, right? Whatever it is, I want you to just feel what that is. Now, imagine that you are doing whatever that is, whatever that vision is you have for yourself. Imagine that you're doing it. Now ask yourself, what is blocking you from getting to where you are right now to where you've just seen that vision? What is blocking you from doing this? And a way to do this is you can call in your inner child. You can ask your inner child, what's the belief you're holding on to that's causing you from doing this right now? And if she says, well, I don't have time, well, who are you performing for? Who are you performing for that's not allowing you to have time? So play with this for a moment. What is blocking you? If you find yourself getting stuck, visualize opening up your crown of your head again, breathing in, allowing yourself to connect to your higher self, which is right here above your head. So what is causing you to shut down this joy and abundance in your life? Is it a belief that says, if I play, I'm going to be overwhelmed? I'm not going to have time to get my work done. What is the belief? Is that little girl afraid, or that little boy, that if she or he plays, that she'll get in trouble? What is the belief? Now, whenever you get to a belief, I want you to imagine we always put it in a rose. Let the rose, the head of the rose, be a vacuum. And put that belief in the rose. And let all the energy that you've been holding on to, because remember, if you're not allowing yourself to be in a state of trust and allowing yourself to play, then you're keeping yourself at a low worthiness quotient. You're not owning your worth. And so we want to understand that playfulness, if you're being called to do that, that's God speaking to you, right? So you want to put God first in your life. So anything that is saying, no, you can't do this, is not the truth. So any other feelings or pictures that are popping into your mind, any fears that are coming up, that is simply your ego trying to stay safe. So put all of that into the rose. Let all those chains that have been on you go into the rose. Let's take that rose and send it out into the universe, blowing it up like confetti, sending it back with love. Let's bring in a new rose. I want you to imagine that you're going down under your feet into your grounding. You're going all the way down, maybe where it even connects to the center of the earth, okay? And you're going all the way down. And I want you to imagine you're lifting a hatch open and you're going to go even further down. And as you go down, you're going to see the family programming about playfulness. If it's a positive thing and maybe you cut it off, then let that come into your being. But if it's a negative thing, I want you to imagine that that belief goes into the rose. And everything move into the rose. And all the guilt, all the judgment that you might hold on to because maybe you've been trying to be playful and you already know this concept, but you're like, wow, it's still not working for me because maybe there's that old programming from the family that you're wrong for doing this. So let all of that guilt, let all of that judgment that's down in your foundation, in your grounding, let it move into your rose. Breathing into this. Let's take that rose and send it out into the universe and blow it up like confetti. Breathing into this. And now I want you to see the vision that you had for yourself about what you want to create. Bring in playfulness for your life right now. And I want you to see if as it sits in front of you, you're holding that vision out in front of you. See if you can move it closer to you. Okay. We're going to move it into our heart space. If it does not want to go into the heart space, ask, is there something else here that is blocking me from bringing this in? Is there something here that is saying, no, I'm not worthy of this? So just check in with yourself. You can check in with your inner child. You can call in your guides. Maybe you work with Christ. Maybe you work with Mother Mary or an angel. Whoever it is, if that's what rings true for you, bring them in. And ask, what's blocking this? Where is my resistance? What I'm seeing right now is an unraveling that's happening. An unraveling of these rules. It's almost like a being mummified. Okay, you know, that old programming that says children should be seen and not heard, and they're sitting quietly. It makes us mummies. It makes us, you know, we can't move. And what I'm seeing right now is this. It's like the wraps that they put around mummies. It's coming undone. And you can even visualize that for yourself, that the mummy being mummified is being undone. Okay. And so you're releasing all of that energy. You're releasing all of those chains and all of that stuckness and those rules. And we're going to put all of it into the rose. Breathing into this. And now send that rose out into the universe and blow it up like confetti. If you had more than one rose, blow everything up like confetti. Now, I want you to imagine that that vision that you saw for yourself is now moving into your heart space. And you are so excited. I want you to just feel the excitement of being playful, knowing this is going to help bring you into balance because you're going to do it being present and joyful without judgment. And so I want you to feel that energy of being playful, just saying yes, yes, yes. and visualize the thing that you want in your life right now, that it is done. You've already done it. You're celebrating it and going, oh my gosh, that felt so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And sit in gratitude right now that it is already done. Feels really good. Feel the energy pouring into your body that it is already done. Feel your light expanding, the playfulness, the joy, the being present, the connectedness you feel on the inside. Feel all of that in your being. And now ask yourself, or you can ask your inner child, what is the step that I am being called to take right now to begin creating this? Is there something you need to release from your life? Are you spending too much time on your phone? Are you spending too much time watching TV and you're not allowing yourself to play? Are you spending too many hours at work because you're trying to be the perfect employee and you're really being paid 9 to 5 and you're staying till 6 or 7 or 8? You need to say, nope, I'm done. I'm going home. I'm going to go play. So what is your action step? And if you're not sure, ask your guide, ask your inner child, or you can even just put your hand on your heart and just sit there and really connect on a deep level and say, what is my action step? You might get a picture in your mind. You might get a message. You might have a knowingness. If you're grasping, open up your crown again. This always opens us up to our higher selves. And just be in that space. What is my action step? I hope you've gotten an answer. The key is to take that step. If you don't take that step, what you're saying is, I am not worthy. Okay? You've just done the work to know that you have you're the one who gets to determine your permission of whether you're going to have some playfulness or not. If you're going to do what's in your heart, right? You are the one who gets to determine that. No one else does. If you don't follow the action step, what you're saying is, I am not worthy. So our goal is to help you own your worth and say, yes, I am worthy. So that means you take the action step. So see yourself taking that action step. See yourself celebrating and feel the feeling. What does that feel like? Put a word to it and just say, I am so grateful that I am joyful, or I am so grateful that I am having so much playtime. Whatever it is, just really feel it and say it so you can create it. Breathing into this. Feels really good. And when you're ready, let's take one more breath and you can come back into this space. All righty. Come back into this space when you're ready. Again, for those of you on Facebook, if we're about to open up to questions, I can't see your questions right here, but if you want to be on our call next week, make sure you get my Women Leaders of Love Worthiness Quotient Breakthrough Bundle at terribritt.com/leaders. It's completely free and you'll be put you into our system. Also, here's another thing for those of you listening on Facebook. If you're not like, I don't want to read right now, if you want the meditation of grounding in God's light, it's really, really, really powerful. It's totally free too. You can go to terribritt.com/grounding and grab that. That will also put you on our mailing list so that you get the invitation next week. Okay, let's open up for questions. So the way you open up for questions here on Zoom is you go down on my screen, you go down to the little menu bar. If you move your cursor, and you'll see, I see a little happy face and it says reactions. You click on it and that you'll see a sign that it has a few questions and it says raise hand. You can raise your hand so I'll know that you're wanting to ask a question. And then I'll ask you to unmute yourself after you've done that. So anybody want to raise their hand? Anybody want to be brave? You don't have to be on camera to raise your hand. I know there's quite a few of you here who are not on camera. That is completely cool. So if you just want to ask a question and not be on camera, that is quite all right. So does anyone want to ask a question? Oh, I see one hand raised, but I'm not seeing, who is that? Who's raising their hand? Oh, here it is. Kiki. Kiki. Okay, Kiki. So I hear that you're unmuted. So awesome. How can I help you? And nice to have you back.
Oh yeah, thanks. That last one was a little traumatic for me. I had to step back, embarrass myself crying on camera.
Don't worry about embarrassing. That's what's so cool about this is that when you can be that courageous and that vulnerable and other people can see it, you are that's your greatest act of service, because there are people watching this that don't have the courage to be that authentic. And when you're that authentic, you are being such a blessing to other people to say, oh, wow, maybe it's okay to do that. So thank you.
Wow.
Think about that, right?
Is that what authenticity is? Wow. Yeah, I guess it is courageous.
It is courageous. Authenticity is totally courageous.
So here, little Virgo here, all work and no play.
Ooh. Happy birthday, whenever that is.
Yeah, September 18th. Okay. Well, I have to take care of myself. I'm single. I don't have a supportive family. Nobody in my family is supportive. Been doing this for a long time. So it's kind of just all on me. And I feel like work is being responsible and play is being irresponsible.
Ooh.
And of course, I'm not allowed to have fun or pleasure of any kind. So it's a little severe. I know it is, but this is why this is great topic for me.
Yeah.
Great practice.
It's a great practice. It's interesting. I'm reading a book right now called The Four Winds, and it's by what is her name? I forget. She wrote The Nightingale, Kristen, I think, or Hannah Kristen. I forget what it is. Anyway, she does fictional stories, but they're based in historical fiction. And it's during the Dust Bowl. Okay. And one of the things that as I'm listening to it on Audible. But one of the things that I'm recognizing so much so is that our forefathers and our ancestors, they really had to work to survive. Okay. That it was embedded in them and they suffered greatly. I mean, especially during those times, it's like, if you work harder. And I hear that right now, right? I hear so many people say, well, I got to work hard. My kids are learning to work hard. It's absolutely wonderful that we work hard when we're working. Okay. That we put our, we focus, we give it our all and we do our best. But if we do that all the time, don't you feel depleted?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You feel depleted. So what we weren't taught by our forefathers was to play. We weren't taught to rest and take a break. And so, I mean, in our society, there is a lot of value that is put on hard work. And because of those past programmings, like in that book that I'm reading, if you have that generational thought that you're lazy if you take downtime, that's going to keep you from being the playful person. And you're a Virgo on top of that, right? So you can be that workaholic, that perfectionist.
Yeah. So
what you have to understand is that mindset was survival, right? Right? But
that's the mode I'm in.
But do you want to stay in survival, or do you want to truly prosper?
Yeah, I want to thrive.
Yeah, you want to thrive. So the old mindset keeps us in survival mentality. Okay. It keeps us at a low vibration. It keeps us at a low worthiness. And so then we attract things to us where you said, I don't have support, right? You don't have support. Probably it doesn't have to come from your immediate family. Maybe there's support that can come from other things. Maybe the universe can support you. Maybe you win the lottery. Who knows what, what it could look like.
Right.
But if you're coming from that mindset of I have to work myself to death and I can't play, you are staying in survival mindset. You are staying at a low vibration. What you're doing energetically is sending out a message that says, I am not worthy of having joy and prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So think about that. Think
Mhm.
about how you're perpetuating that. So what do you feel you could do right now to shift that? I mean, we just did a meditation. So what do you feel that you could do? Like, oh man, okay, this is what I see I need to make the shift in. Did you get anything from the meditation?
Yeah, I got that. Um, the work I'm trying to do for the last 6 years to create a thriving coaching practice
Mhm,
while I'm working at a bunch of other things to survive.
mhm,
None of that has come to fruition because of the resistance to, I don't want to do all these things I'm supposed to do. I want to do inspired action, but
mhm.
it's not happening. So I guess what I decided was, okay, I've put enough time and effort and money into this coaching practice thriving thing. So now I'm going to stop and wait for inspired action to
Mm,
happen,
mhm.
to like do the, like ask the universe a question, like, what is my next inspired step to do that's really authentically me? And then just go out and take a walk or go to the beach or on the water or something and just walk and listen.
And
I
quite honestly, Kiki, what I'm getting is that you're needing to do quite a bit of that. Okay.
mhm,
It- because one, to be a great coach, you want to be living that too, right?
mhm,
You want to
yeah,
be able to be that example. And
mhm,
so if you're not doing that for yourself, how can you teach others? I mean, you can tell them, but you want to you want to live it in your core, right?
mhm, yeah,
And so if anything, when you are going out and saying, okay, I'm going to pose a question to the universe, and then I'm feeling guided to go take a walk on the beach. Stay in a space of joy, be present. Don't be in a grasping, like, oh, I'm taking a walk on the beach and now I need my answer. That's not trusting, right? I mean, how often do we do that, right?
yeah, yeah,
You don't want to do that. I want to invite you to really go and be present. Go walk on the beach, look at the birds, look at the water,
mhm,
feel your inner child, lay in the sand and make an angel, whatever it is, just be in that state and trust this. And if you're not trusting, then that's where you do the work. Is like, why am I not trusting? Okay.
mhm,
Because it's on divine timing,
right,
right?
yeah,
And so I just see that you're what your spirit is saying is breathe,
mm,
rest.
mhm,
Working too hard is what I
mhm,
do. You feel that?
yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. If I go to the beach, I just need to enjoy being at the beach
Yeah.
and looking at the shells and the stones and the
Yeah. And just
water and yeah,
enjoy and going and really saying, wow, look at me. I am trusting.
mhm,
I am taking a stand of faith,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
You do that when you take that action and love yourself that way and you allow yourself to be present, you're actually sending out an energetic vibration that I am worthy,
mhm,
trust that I'm worthy, and I'm open and receptive.
mhm, yeah,
Okay? So
yeah,
I think you nailed it on the head when you said you've been working so hard. This is about not doing that.
yeah,
Okay. Um, I also see, Kiki, in your grounding. You know how I said, let's go down and then open that hatch? I
mhm,
also see in that hatch, there's guilt energy.
mhm,
And the guilt energy is, I haven't done enough.
right,
Do you feel that?
mhm, yeah.
Who made you feel that way? as a kid? Did you ever feel that way from teachers or parents?
Yeah, of course. I was raised Catholic,
The guilt.
but my mom was a judge and a critic
Oh
constantly.
my gosh, yeah.
So those things combined made me feel pretty much guilty for being alive. Or that there was something wrong with me, or that,
Right.
never gonna work this one out. It's too big.
Yeah. So I'm going to move that energy out. And what I want to invite you to start saying is, I have done enough. I have done enough. When you say that to yourself, how does that feel? I have done enough.
That feels right.
Okay.
That feels
Does it make you feel
truthful.
social?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
definitely.
And anybody else who is hearing this and watching this, and you have a matching picture, meaning a matching story, you can say that too. I have done enough. Right? So I want to invite you, Kiki, to imagine that we're taking all your family energy and we're handing it back to everybody. So your mom was the judge and the critic because she didn't feel like she had done enough. She just perpetuated the cycle with you, right?
Right.
Handed to
Right.
her and she handed it to you. And you being that Virgo who already has a tendency to be a workaholic, boy, it really stuck for you, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can just recognize, Mom, that's your energy, that's your story, but it's no longer mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And really give yourself permission to cut the cord on that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me just see what else is here. So I'm trying to move out some of that energy. And I want to invite you just to take a second and just breathe in. And I'm hearing the word forgiveness. Okay. So this is really about you forgiving yourself of the standard that you have set because of your family and giving yourself permission to be human.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Human. I have a hard time with being human.
Yeah. So
So
I give
forgive
myself
myself.
to be human.
Okay. Okay. I forgive myself for not wanting to be human.
Just say, I give myself permission. I give myself permission to be human.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I want you to tell visualize looking at your little girl inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
Her, you have my permission to be human. How does that make her feel?
Oh, that makes her feel happy.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm protecting her
Yeah.
and giving her permission to, hey, play.
Yeah. So now it's up to you to go do those things. So she will feel safe. So she will feel worthy. It's up to you to say, you know what? That's a societal mindset that we've been in that put us in scarcity. I mean, your mother beat you down. You struggled with your business. So you can see how holding those energies attracts struggle, right? So when you say, we're not doing that scarcity mindset anymore, we're choosing playfulness, we're choosing to love ourselves, then you can go into attracting things that are really, really good, that are abundant, those clients that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be the one to do it. And so you've got to be the one that takes that little girl by the hand and goes and does these things, and don't put them in the back burner. If you put them on the back burner, you're just going to stay in the same place you're in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm ready to get out of this place.
Good.
And go to a new
Good.
thriving place. Yes, very
So
much.
does that feel good?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And then I have this lovely recording I can listen to over and over.
Yes. Yeah. And do. And
Yeah.
just keep loving yourself. And
Yeah.
I give myself permission to be human. I give you, little Kiki, permission to be human. And you're like, yay, we get to play. Because human, we need to play, right? We need to have fun. We don't want to stay in
Oh, yes.
the mode. We want to play. We're here to have fun. So
Oh,
thank you. Thank you for asking your question. I'm going to go to the next one, get another person in. So thank you. If you will mute yourself, hit that little microphone, and I'm going to
yeah,
lower.
I will. Thank you so much, honey.
You're welcome. Okay, so first off, I want to look at the chat real fast. Okay, so Victoria says, thank you everyone that shares. We heal through your stories too. We are surprisingly so much alike. We all have a little of each person's story inside each of us. Yes, we do. And Daniela says, I'm a bit afraid that when I'm being too playful in dating with men, then he will not take the relationship serious when I'm looking for a committed relationship. Oh, Daniela, that is such a good remark. But I can tell you, think about men. They're the ones who have more permission to be playful. I mean, really, when you think about it, because we women, we take on that mother energy and we're gonna be serious, and we have to take this relationship seriously. You can have seriousness and be playful. The place where Charlie, my hubby, and me met was on playfulness and passion. And we're still very, very, very playful. When our relationship starts suffering is when we lose the playfulness. And it's usually because of me, usually because I'm in like some deep healing space and I forget to be, light and joyful because I'm, getting some information coming in, and then we'll lose a little bit of our connection. So men want to have that permission to be playful because so many of them were suppressed, in their homes, and they didn't have that permission. So when you come as a woman leader of love and you're really owning your worthiness, saying, yes, I'm being playful, I'm honoring and loving the way I was created, you are giving him permission to do the same. So I want to ask you and invite you to please take a stand for that. Please take a stand that I am playful, I am goofy. And I remember my youngest daughter, she's very playful and goofy, and she felt weird for a while, even with girlfriends, because this was in her 20s and they're still in this, like serious mode. I got to be cool. And she was never that way. She was always like, I'm going to be playful. And so now she has that permission to be playful and goofy, and she's got this wonderful relationship. He can be playful too. He's not as playful as she is. So I know that she is being the example for him to learn how to be that. My husband, Charlie, he's extremely playful. He has helped me to become more playful. So you just think of the gift that you're giving the men when you give yourself permission to go there. So please don't stop. I hope that helps. So let me see. So Sunshine. Hello, Sunshine. So I'm going to ask you to unmute and you can come on and ask your question.
Good afternoon, Terri. I came late, so I missed your meditation, and I don't know if this question was covered possibly through that. Is it still okay for me to ask?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you have advice on how to clear triggers inside of your blind spots?
Yes, absolutely. So is this just in specific to playfulness, or is this specific to anything?
No, so I strongly dislike when people do ugly things on purpose, intentionally. And so it's when I try to go into my body to grab it and pull it out to try to heal it, I can't. I don't know where it's coming from. And it's like I get lightheaded and I lose it.
So, well, first off, it sounds like you're really empathic and you're taking on other people's energy. So the first thing that I would do is just visualize a beautiful rose and say, okay, I am calling all of this energy out of my body, and just let that rose just go up and down your body. You can visualize it going, your grounding, your energy field, or you can just hold it out here in front of you in your mind, right? You don't sit there and hold it, but you can sit there and just say, okay, I'm letting all this energy be released. I give myself permission to release that. So do that, send the rose out into the universe, blow it up like confetti, and then fill yourself up with light. So what you're doing is you're removing the energy and then you're filling yourself up with loving light. That's one thing that you can do immediately when you get triggered. Okay. So the second thing is that, your outer world is a mirror to your inner world. So if you're getting triggered, then that tells you that there's a belief in your subconscious mind that is getting triggered. There's something inside your subconscious mind. So for me, what I do is I go into, how is this making me feel right now? I call this my retrieving the gift of love process. So how is this situation making me feel? Oh, it makes me feel, I'm just going to give an example. Well, how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel when
Angry.
angry?
I get angry, extremely angry.
Okay, so cool. So then what I do is I allow myself to take that angry feeling and go back as far as I can in time to where I had the same feeling. And I let memories start flooding up. Okay. So when, like right now, and you may not be able to do it because you may not be triggered right now, but so I want you to, if you can think about a situation where that happened.
Okay.
So do you have a situation in your mind?
Yes, I can pull up one.
Okay. So you got angry and you feel the anger and you found yourself just going, oh, you want to strangle the person, you want to do whatever. But then I want you to allow the anger to start saying, thank you for the gift. Thank you.
Thank you
Because
for the gift.
triggered. There's
Thank you
something,
for triggering me.
right?
Okay.
I'm getting triggered and there's something hurting. So allow yourself to just breathe into this. And you can either let memories start popping up, or you can even ask the little 5-year-old inside of you, how does this make you feel? And she says, angry. You can say, why? Whoever did this before, what comes up for her?
Because nobody listens to me. That's what she just said. That's so cute.
Wow. Okay, but
That
look
doesn't
at that belief.
make me feel. Wait, oh, this is recorded, right? So I can go back and,
You can go back.
because I'm trying to take notes. Okay.
Don't worry about taking notes right now.
Okay.
So you just got nobody listens to you.
I did. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah.
So that's a belief. Now, let me ask you something. Is there someone in your life that listens to you? Anybody?
No.
You have no friends, nobody that listens.
No, I have a huge family and I've been empathic for quite some time. So when I tell them stuff, they don't listen.
Okay. Well, there's your gift. So you've been carrying a belief that says nobody listens to me. But here's the deal. Did you just listen to your inner child?
Yes, I did.
So is it true now?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. This is awesome. Thank you.
So here's the deal. So you got to that belief,
Mhm.
and what we do is we move that energy out. So we take out the energy, nobody listens to me. So you put that in a rose, put
Okay.
that in a rose, and we're going to ask all that energy to leave. Nobody listens to me.
Energy leave.
Out and blow it up like confetti. So we're asking all that energy to leave. And then ask your inner child, what's your truth? What is the truth? The
That
truth.
I like me the way that I am.
Yeah. I have a voice. I like the way I am. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes. So that's your truth. So feel that energy flooding into the crown of your head. I have a voice. I like who I am. I'm going to use it. If they don't listen, that's their problem. They're missing out, right? And so you just allow that energy to come in. And so what happens, Sunshine, is that if you start building a relationship with this inner child where you listen to her on a daily basis, she is going to feel that she is being heard. And now your energy is going to shift. Your vibration is going to shift. And you're probably going to start seeing people starting to hear you more. I also want you to do this. We have this called the reticular activating system of our brain. And what that means is that it's like we're having blinders on. When you go by, you're going to go buy a car. Say you're going to go buy a white Jeep. All of a sudden you see white Jeeps everywhere, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's the reticular activating system. So when that's happening, you have to think of it as blinders. So your blinders have always been, nobody listens to me.
Oh, okay.
So I want you to imagine taking those blinders off. And I want you to go into awareness of when you're talking to somebody and they're actually listening.
Like now. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
Like now. Like, am I listening to you?
Yes, you are.
See?
And I feel it and I receive it. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's how we start changing the consciousness of, we buy into these beliefs and then we hold that vibration. And so that's what's being mirrored to us. But then we have to look at, is that really the truth? And if God gave you a voice, why wouldn't you use it? If other people don't hear it, that's their stuff. Now, here's another key thing is don't need them to listen. If you
Oh,
need them
okay.
to listen, they are not going to listen, because what you're doing is you're giving your power to them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Ah, it does. It does. As you say, I'm thinking of certain events that I've told my family about, that I need them to actually listen. They need to listen. But if they don't worry. Okay.
They're going to get it whenever they get it. See, what happens is that when we're trying to get our families to listen and hear us, it's like the little girl is standing next to you and she's looking up at you going, are you going to hear me? And this is what I want to say, but you're not hearing
Yes.
her, so it has to come out and go on to everybody else.
Oh, makes
And what
sense.
you're really needing is for you to hear her,
Ah, okay.
to create that connection. So if you're hearing her, she's now feeling loved. She's now feeling safe. She's now feeling connected. And so there's no need to have these other people hear you. And because now the resistance is gone and the grasping is gone, you're at a high vibration, and either they will hear you or they won't, but you want to be in a space of neutrality because you're doing that for yourself.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you.
They'll hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
I wish I could see your beautiful face. You have a beautiful voice.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I'm
I hope
camera shy.
you what?
I said I'm camera shy, but yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, you know what? Give yourself permission to be seen as well. So that's another thing you can start doing, is being aware of that. Where am I not allowing myself to be seen and heard?
Okay.
I deserve to be seen and heard. Okay.
Yes.
We all do. All righty. Well, if you will mute yourself, that would be great.
Will do. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So let me just see if there was anything else on here. Oh, Alicia said, gotta go. Thank you, Terri, and everyone. This was so helpful. So what I want to invite you to do is think about how you're going to implement some of that playfulness in this week, and really be focused on being present, right? And being in being in a receptive state. If an answer comes now or guidance comes now, that's great. If it doesn't, it's okay. I'm just going to enjoy myself and see what happens. If you need to turn on the music and do some little jamming, right? Whatever you need to do, do it, and love yourself this way. And this is what it means to own your worth. Because let me tell you, as I've said over and over again, when you own your worth and you really live in prosperity consciousness, other people get to watch you and learn. They're going to say, what are you doing? I want that. So I want to invite you to do that. Again, if you're on Facebook and you want to be a part of these questions, go to terribritt.com/leaders. If you want to really dive deep and do my program, The Worthiness Quotient, Claim Your Crown, Lead a Life You Love, it's 18 meditations. It's really intense. Lots of cool tools to use. You can go to terribritt.com/worthy and check it out. So I want to say thank you guys for being here. Remember your homework. Your love work is to really focus on playing. That's a tough homework, isn't it? And then we'll see you guys back here next week, same time, same place. And have a great week. Love you guys. Bye.